What's going on, guys? In today's video we are going to be working on Hondas. What a surprise. So to keep you guys up to date right now, the EG is running and driving really good. I finished up the exhaust and it runs like a dream other than burning oil. This is George's 89 CRX SI. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's got the telephone dial wheels on it, super sought after set of wheels, and this thing is pretty cool. Today we're going to be fixing up the exhaust a little bit and diagnosing an injector issue potentially causing a misfire. We're going to see if the prelude injectors will swap over into this thing after we do a pattern check on the injector spray pattern, and I'll show you guys how I do that. I don't actually have a stethoscope to do that, but you can do it with just a screwdriver, so I'll let you guys know when we get around to that. Alright, so what is up, guys? It's currently the next day. We got a little sidetracked and decided to straight pipe the CRX, and then we, diagnosing the injector problem, thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and just try and swap over some prelude injectors. So that's what we went ahead and did here. We swapped over some prelude injectors into this EW4 engine, which they did fit perfectly. Not my particular B28.5 injectors, but a set that I had spare in the basement. So he was having a little bit of an issue around 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs where the fuel just was cutting slightly. Sounded a little bit like a misfire. We're not entirely sure what the issue is, but we swapped the injectors, straight piped it. We're gonna give it a start and see how it sounds. Yep. Give it some gas. It sounds like it's fixed.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's running B28.5 injectors. It's straight piped. The misfire is gone. It seems to be running pretty good. We're gonna tidy everything up and then probably call it a night. I'll show you guys the exhaust real quick. A little bit of an exhaust leak down here that we'll have to fix, but yeah, we're ripping.
Alright, so I forgot to add a clip explaining what these next few clips are, but basically after working on the CRX, we decided to load up and go pick up some free engines. So in here, there's two D-series, one's a Z6, one's a Y7. These were actually sitting at my old shop at one point, but we picked them up for free.
How did you know? It's what I always wanted. Could never have too many things. Well, you're kicking me under the table. I'm trying, will somebody make a shut up about it? Can we settle down, please?
Well, guys, we're filling up at the gas station.
Filling up at the gas station, only 3 gallons because we'll leak otherwise. Then we gotta check oil, and then we're on the road. Today we're gonna be hitting up a junkyard and then driving home a different car. We'll let you guys know when we get there.
Alright, so we're here at an unfamiliar place. This is a big junkyard. It's a drive, but we're close to pick up this thing, so we're here.
Yeah, so this thing was up for grabs. It's a rust-free 96, 98. Not sure the year, didn't look. Good tires, but it's an auto, full exhaust. It's a clean shell though, super clean. It's missing quite a bit of interior pieces, but it's from Virginia.
It's straight piped.
It's straight piped, it's automatic, but we have parts, and this is a pretty clean EK.
And it comes with pedals, which is nice.
Comes with the pedals to swap it, so.
That's basically a fucking free swap.
Manual swap coming soon.
Who knows? What's Wally?
You know the Disney movie.
Never seen it before.
So we're out here. This is a pretty active junkyard. Not something we usually participate in. We like to stay in our humble junkyards. But today we figured we'd come out to this one that's got a little more traffic in it than usual. So we're gonna be taking a dive into a high traffic junkyard that could possibly have some rare things in it, but who knows? If it's here today, it might not be here tomorrow. So whatever we see, we might have to grab it. But then again, prices could be all over the place. I'll let you guys know when we see something cool. First Japanese car, MR2. Pretty good interior. We're gonna check this thing out in a second. We just hit the Japanese cars.
Taggy. I think. Or it's an Accord. I'm not sure.
Spotted something pretty cool over here. Pretty old Camry.
Yeah.
EG hatch. Very nice. Might be some stuff that is worth grabbing on here.
Literally nothing.
Oh, looks like there's nothing.
Oh, manual window regulator.
Mando.
And it looks like there's a fucking pool of blood in
The trunk latch is here.
the what?
The hatch.
Ooh, that might be worth grabbing.
Yeah, it
Only
might
if
be.
it's perfect though, because that was.
Red EK hatch
And it's got an interior.
with a interior in it. And some skateboards. And a nice red hood. Ah, never mind. Not nice. Let's check it out. Old Toyota. Over here we have another MR2. Supra. Very nice. Another smashed MR2. Pretty interesting here. We have a Del Sol next to a 3rd gen Prelude,
Next to EG hatch.
next to an EG hatch,
Right next to a fucking EK coupe.
right next to an EK coupe. Very nice. So we just got some parts off this thing. Now we're going over to the Prelude and the Del Sol. We probably just spent about 30 minutes on that EG. What do we have here? So B28.5, dusted. It's got some good spares on it. I believe that I actually pulled parts off this last time I was here. So this Prelude's been here for a while. Let's see if it has anything in it worth grabbing. Oh yeah, this one was an auto. Not much worth grabbing in here, unfortunately, except for these door cards maybe. So we're gonna come back for some parts on this Prelude here in a bit, but check out this Del Sol. I really love this color.
Store.
Nice.
That cup holder's worth some money if you're willing to clean it out.
It's got a good tack.
Yeah,
speedo.
that's what I was saying. It's not even an SI though, and it's 220K.
5th gen Prelude. H22A4 sitting in a yard. Anyone want it? It's an automatic, but there's some stuff in here worth money. Not to me, because I'm not in the 5th gen game. Although, there is something cool over here. Old Civic. Let's check it out. Wow, look at this beautiful thing. This thing is... You hate to see it in the junkyard. This thing looks like it was perfectly fine. Why are you sitting here? No. It's automatic. 266K. This thing is clean, man. Not bad for a Midwest car. Right next to an EG coupe. Couple EKs. This junkyard's pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. They have a lot of Hondas here. It is pretty fun. This yard is just full of destroyed Honda Del Sols. Like, everywhere you go in this Honda section, there's at least 2 to 3 Del Sols every other 5 cars, where the front end's either completely cut off or it looks like it hit a tree, like that one. So a lot of Del Sols here. 2 RX-7 FBs. Of course, they have already been completely stripped. Ooh, this one's got a transmission. That might be worth something to somebody. No clue the prices on these things. I have no idea the market for rotaries. This one looks pretty funny. Oh, that is a funny picture. 2 more FBs. Not even 20 feet away from the other 2. Lots of RX-7s here today. Whole lot of them. Little Miata here. Full engine. Seats. I think it was automatic.
Yep.
Don't know much about these.
Unfortunate.
Look at this paint job, guys.
That was an expensive job, I'll tell you that much.
Holy
Wait,
bed liner.
that's a wrap.
Nuh-uh.
Dude, this looks like a wrap.
Nah, this is some, who knows? Crazy paint job. I wonder how heavy that made it.
Some bed liner shit.
Some Z's.
Dude, like, I want a car that's only twice the size of me. This thing's probably so light, I bet you I can pick it up. Dude, no way. Look at this.
Do it again. Oh, very nice. So we just went up, got an estimate on what we're trying to buy. Now we're just gonna do our rounds one more time. We're back at this EG, this first one. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna do our rounds and then
This thing's VTEC.
get some stuff going. All right, guys, so we're wrapping up here. I grabbed this headliner, this sunroof, some miscellaneous prelude items, and then we parted out pretty much that entire EG over there. It worked out really nice that this 3rd gen prelude was, well, here it is, 3rd gen prelude. 1, 2, 3 cars down, EG hatch. So we're gonna get everything ready to go and then see how much it costs. All right, guys, so we ended up picking up quite a few parts. We just started loading things up here in 2 cars. We're gonna be on the road now. Pretty solid day. Like I said, super convenient that that Prelude and EG were pretty close, but we're gonna get loaded up and get back on the road. All right, y'all, so we're here at the junkyard. We just dropped off the Civic after dropping off all the parts we picked up from the junkyard, and now we're here at our junkyard. So this thing will be for sale. It's pretty much, I would say this is rust-free. I would consider this rust-free. It's not from around here. It's from the Virginia, Pennsylvania area. So it didn't see much salt. This thing's a lot cleaner than what we see. So yeah, it's an automatic Y7. We don't know what we're gonna do with it. It's for sale. This manual H23 needs a wiring harness. Who knows what we're gonna do with it, but this is the local yard. And yeah, we're gonna take some photos and then probably be on our way. All right, guys, so it is the day after picking up all those parts. I will do another shot before I end it, but I'm going to spend today finishing up George's CRX. He's currently at work, so I'm just gonna finish it up for him. But we are putting the CRX injectors back in. What we learned putting the Prelude injectors in is that his injectors were bad, but the Prelude injectors seem to be pumping just a little more fuel than we needed. So I'm gonna put the stock injectors back in after I clean them up, see how it runs, and then throw a muffler on it, and it should be good. Might have found the culprit for the problem on this thing. So I swapped the injectors, still running, not good. PGM-FI light turned on. It's super, super sluggish. I luckily was doing a deal with a buddy from Facebook to buy some Prelude parts, and he mentioned that he was a Honda mechanic of over 20 years. So I said, hey man, you got way more experience than me. 89 CRX SI, what's the deal? I'm super sluggish, poor acceleration, yada, yada, yada. I told him it. He said, all right, what you're going to want to do, check the spark on cylinder 1 and 4. If it's orange, it's either the distributor or the coil. So I took off the coil. I don't have a CRX coil, but I have a Prelude one. And let's check out the part numbers. It looks like the part numbers are the exact same. What do you think about that, guys? 3rd gen Prelude stuff works in these 1st gen CRXs. So the part number on this is TC03A. And the part number on this, it's got, let me see if I can get it in the light. TC03A, same part number as the Prelude. So I'm going to swap in the Prelude one, as well as sanding down this resistor. I know the lighting's not good here, but this is obviously rusty, most likely causing an issue. These injectors, they need the exact resistance or they will not flow properly. Everybody that has gone to school for cars knows this, or if you read about cars, you know this. If you're a seasoned mechanic, you know this. But the resistance is extremely, extremely important, especially on these older fuel-injected models like this EW4 CRX. So I'm going to sand down that, and then I'm going to swap in that and swap in the coil, sand down that, and then see if she runs better. Hopefully she runs better. No luck, guys. No luck whatsoever. The spark now is purple. It isn't orange, so there's definitely an improvement. But the PGM-FI light is still on, and we're still having issues. So I'm going to check the fuel filter, and then I'm going to run some tests. There seems to be low fuel pressure. When I cracked that fuel filter open, it didn't squirt out like it usually does, if you know what I'm talking about. Usually she likes to squirt a little bit. All right, guys, moment of truth. Let's see if the fuel filter's bad. Oh my God. Hold on. Do you see that gas? It's black. The gas is black, guys. It's a fuel filter issue. Oh my days. Look at that. Holy Nikes. Yeah, bad fuel filter. Causing low fuel pressure. That was the issue the entire time. I ended up going through a lot more than I wanted to for this simple issue. I should have just checked this first, but hindsight is always 20/20. It literally always is 20/20. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Like when we bought that Civic sedan, all I needed to do was sand down a ground. Here on this Civic CRX SI, I ended up putting in a new coil. We did spark plugs, we did wires, we retimed it, yada, yada, yada. Hopefully, I can change out this fuel filter and she'll run like a top. We'll see. I think that changing this out will do the trick, but this is nasty, boys. This is absolutely disgusting. All right, so I called up AutoZone and they don't have a fuel filter, so we're just gonna clean this one out. And to do that, I'm just gonna be using some carbon throttle body cleaner. I'm gonna spray it in the filter, shake it up, empty it out. Spray it in the filter, shake it up, empty it out until we don't get anything nasty. I've been doing it for about 5 minutes and we're still getting some pretty nasty fluid out of here. But hopefully we can clean it up, throw it back on, and she'll run like a top. Man, I love Hondas. So cleaning the fuel filter seemed to help a little bit, but I'm still running into an issue. And I think that the fuel filter being clogged for so long, when the fuel filter is clogged, the fuel pump has to compensate for that lack of pressure. So I think the fuel pump wore itself out prematurely. I'll show you what happens when I go full throttle. It's just really, really poor acceleration. The PGM-FI light hasn't turned on yet. I am not defeated, but I'm certainly challenged, to say the least. This has been quite a challenge to work on now, but I'm going to keep working at it. I'm going to hope that I can maybe switch out the fuel pump or test out the fuel pump. I'm not sure. It's definitely fuel related. The fuel pump or the fuel filter was 100% dirty. You guys saw that. I just cleaned it out, so it still could be bad. The lines could be clogged. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is definitely a fuel issue, because the spark is 100% good to go, and we did see that that fuel filter was bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell George that he's having a fuel issue. See, and she wants to die too. So I'm gonna tell him that he's got a fuel issue. We'll replace the filter. We'll clean the lines the best we can, and then we'll see if we can put in a new fuel pump. I'll let you guys know if we get anywhere with this. If not, then yeah. Alright guys, so I think I'm gonna wrap the video up on that note. The CRX has been definitely a challenge, but we definitely know that the fuel filter was super dirty, so I'm gonna go ahead and say the entire system is probably similar to the looks of that fuel filter. I also definitely want to check the fuel pump and make sure that it's working good. If the fuel filter was clogged and the fuel pump was running bad, and making up for the lost amount of pressure that it should have had because of the dirt and whatnot, I'm sure the fuel pump maybe is starting to go bad, or it's just not working good enough to give us the recommended amount of, the recommended amount of dedicated wham, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The fuel pump's not doing its job, I think, or the whole system's clogged. It's really hard to tell. Usually with Hondas, when you have the sluggish issue, it's either fuel or spark, and we know the spark's good because we're getting good spark on all four. Changed out the coil pack, changed out the dizzy, changed out the wires. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. I'm on the back camera this time. Usually not on the back camera, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up on that note. Next video, we'll start the video off by hopefully finishing the CRX, getting it running good, and then we'll throw a muffler on here. I still haven't done that yet because yesterday we went to the junkyard and picked up that EK. So, sorry, I'm so shaky, boys. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. This video, another one that's been all over the place, but we hit up a pretty cool junkyard and we picked up a pretty clean EK. If you guys enjoyed, drop a like. If you want to see us go to more junkyards, definitely let me know. Anyways, it's been your boy Nick. I'm out. Peace.